nice color.
Thank you so much.
So you have 30 seconds to answer each question,
Okay.
and then you will hear a bell. After
All
the
right.
30 seconds, a very loud bell.
Okay.
Louder than Lola. Relax lang. Okay. Tell us something about yourself.
Hi, my name is Isabella Rojas Ismael, but you may call me Bella as everybody else does. You may know me as a ballerina. I am also a psychology major and I'm very passionate about mental health. But I would say I'm also somebody who burns with a fire inside. And I think this is not expected of me because I look very calm and collected all the time. I look shy sometimes. And I say that because I'm somebody who just burns with her own fire, and I'd say that's my strength. I see.
So malaman Tagalog ka, what is one beautiful word in your language, and what does it mean?
Well, I speak Tagalog, and one of my favorite words is actually kilig. Because this is something that we can't really explain in English. There's a similar word, it's called giddy. But there's no explanation or no feeling like kilig. And it's something that I feel every time I take a step here, every time I feel like I'm so beautiful and confident. And it's something that I'd like to make people feel also when they meet me.
Lagi akong pinipilit. Talaga. Konting kurot lang kinikilig. Marupok. Giri. Alright. What's that one learning experience that you had as a child that made so much impact on you?
I grew up dancing ballet because I started at 4 years old. And one of the most important things that I've learned is to learn how to be yourself in every situation that you're put in. So this is actually my first national pageant, so it's new to me. However, as we've gone through the different challenges, I've learned how to apply it to myself in the situation, and I've learned how to grow and to shine as Isabella Ismael. That's the beauty that I've learned as a child in ballet, where you have techniques, but you learn your own art, you learn your own style.
What about during this pandemic? What is the most important lesson that you learned?
During the pandemic, admittedly, of course, it wasn't easy for any of us. However, I was able to actually connect with myself. And as a beauty queen, you would expect somebody to be confident, to know exactly who she is, but it's not always the case. I was able to take time to meditate. I was able to take time to listen to myself. And I realized the value of knowing who you are. And I'm able to take that with me to today. You know, my outfit, this is me. It's pink, it's floral, it's ballet-ish, but you know, I feel very confident as myself, and I'm proud of that.
Isabella, if you win, how do you plan to help your community?
Well, I am very, very passionate about the mental health community, and I have a few people who are very close to me who go through mental illnesses. One of the things that I've learned is that it's not just those who suffer with the sickness who have a hard time, but it's also their families. And I would love to partner up with an organization and probably create a program or maybe support groups, not just for the person who's sick, but for their families, how they can cope, how they can help each other out, and how they can take care of themselves as well, because it's not easy, and we need to help each other out.
What color do you think symbolizes the phenomenal woman?
I would say blue. Blue, I know to be royal blue. I would say it's something that is so strong. It comes out confident and strong. However, it's also very warm, it's inviting, and it's something that you can trust. That's how I see the color blue. And a phenomenal woman is somebody who's confident in herself, is somebody who is calm, but is also somebody that you can trust to represent you, to tell your story. And that's why if I were to be the phenomenal woman, I would wear blue in everything.
Working from home is now part of the new norm. So what do you think are the skills needed in this so-called workplace of the future?
Actually, I would say it's knowing how to rest and to take breaks. Working from home, we have less boundaries. We have the bedroom and then the workplace, and that's difficult. This is something that we can take even after the pandemic, even when we can go back to the normal life. We can take the learning of learning how to rest, knowing when to listen to your body, knowing when it's time for a break. Because this will help us do better, this will help us develop, and this will help us understand ourselves even more.
If there's one spot or one place, whether man-made or natural, that you want to promote in Parañaque, what would that be?
In Parañaque, there's this place called the El Pipichea, and it's actually a bird sanctuary, and there are a lot of mangroves there too. It's very good for the environment, and I would love to promote that because I think it's very underrated, especially in Parañaque City. We're more focused on the modern side, but I think I would like to take everybody back to the traditional Parañaque, to the natural Parañaque. That's something that I would definitely talk about more, something that I would even visit, and right now it's being worked on, so hopefully when that's done, I can do more work there.
You know, there's a campaign now to hashtag Love Local.
Yes.
So I'd like to know what local products you want to promote and why.
I would love to promote the binca. It's a food from Parañaque. It's a rice dessert, and it's one of the best rice desserts I've ever tried. And you know, I'm Filipina. I was born and raised in Parañaque, but I just tried it earlier this year. It was something revolutionary, and I think a lot of people should try it out because not only is it, you know, it's delicious, but it's also full of culture. You can see the hard work that's put into it. You can see the Filipino culture that's in it, and I think that's something that we should be proud of, especially me as a Parañaqueña.
Well, one last question for you is, what is that one thing you think that young people should focus on?
I would say young people should focus on their mental health. I'm very happy to see that it's something that is becoming more popular. It's a trend. However, when the trend fades, I would love for them to continue on with taking care of their mental health. It's something that I do every day, and I'm not perfect. Nobody is. And I would love for the younger ones to know that. As they grow up, as they go through different struggles and challenges, it's important to make sure that we are mentally stable.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Bedroom boys. Bedroom
Very graceful, like a ballerina.
I hope I calmed you all. Thank you.
Nag-heels ako ng matindi. Para size 12, Mama J. Pwede niyong hiramin if you want. Pwede.
Anyway, 30 seconds lang po.
Alright.
Alam ko madaldal ka, pero may 30 seconds lang tayo.
I will, Mama J. I'm Zandra Nicole Santa Maria. I'm representing the gateway to the Philippine Islands, Pasay City.
Okay, tell us something about this. In 30 seconds.
My name is Sandra. They call me Miki, mga kababata ko. And something that everyone doesn't know about me is I play the ukulele. Whenever I play the ukulele, I started playing because I broke up with my first boyfriend. And then I wanted to move on, a distraction. So that's the reason why I played the ukulele. Eventually, I moved on from playing the ukulele. Then I was bringing it in all of my layovers. I was creating songs. And actually, during this pandemic, I was also able to create a song. It's called Symbolana, wherein I wanted people to realize, all right.
So, sa Tagalog, language mo Tagalog, what's
Yes,
one beautiful word in your language, and what does it mean?
Salamat. Salamat is one of the most beautiful words that I guess is not often said to a lot of people. We fail to appreciate the people around us. Even those people who would give us a water or a drink, sometimes we just say, but it's important that we learn how to appreciate people. As a flight attendant who works in the industry of service, I really appreciate people whenever they say that, hey, thank you, I really appreciate your work. And this is something that we should be telling to the children. Strict si Direk.
Sabay-sabay naman tayo.
All right.
Third question. So, what is that one learning experience of yours as a child that made so much impact on you?
One of the greatest learning experience that I had as a child, I went to this place in an Aita community, and then I had this kid who said, Ate, bibigyan kita ng mangga, kuha na kita sa puno. And then when I was there, the kid came back with a full smile on his face, and he said, Ate, ito na yung mangga. And then he came back to me. What I said was, magkano to? When I said magkano to, from a full smile, he frowned. Because he said, di ko naman yan binibenta, binibigay ko yan sa'yo. And then from then on, that's it.
What about during this pandemic? What is the most important lesson that you learned?
The most important lesson that I've learned from this pandemic was I learned that I can push myself to the limits. Even if I have my own personal struggles, emotionally, financially, physically, I was struggling with my health. I learned that if I wanted to survive, if I had my goals aligned with me, I'll be able to push it through. And I think one of the greatest things that I didn't lose is my spirituality. And especially that it was powered by my family, who was completely there all the time, supporting me and guiding me all throughout. And this is my greatest learning.
Pasay, if you win, how do you plan to help your community?
If I win, I will continue and strive to tell them about starting conversations. Because right now, us Miss Universe, we always want to start becoming a spokesperson, but we forget that they also have a voice. They want to tell us something, and we want to experience it firsthand. It's important that we start to become conversationalists, and I want to expand the platform from just becoming a spokesperson. I want to start conversations wherein these people will be able to talk about their struggles, because it's important that we live in a reality where we'll be able to see and feel their pains.
What color do you think symbolizes the phenomenal woman?
I guess the color that symbolizes a phenomenal woman is whatever you feel you are most confident about. And when you walk on that stage, whatever you see, whatever you feel, if you walk with confidence, confidence is the color that makes you proud of who you are.
Working from home is now part of the new norm.
Yes.
So what do you think are the skills needed in this so-called workplace of the future?
I guess working from home, you really have to be able to set aside a place in your home wherein you don't get distracted. Coming from my mom, who works as a teacher and she was working at home, we have to have a certain place in the house wherein she doesn't get distracted. But at the same time, you also need your family to help you, because my mom is a senior, she's not accustomed to using technology. So she would always tell us, can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? So I guess you still need a lot of people around you to be able to work with the new normal and working from home.
If there is one spot or place in Pasay City that you would like to promote in the world, whether it's natural or man-made, what would it be?
That would be Mall of Asia. To be able to build Mall of Asia in the waters, it's tremendously amazing. And I think because of the Miss Universe platform, they were able to see my tourism video, and they were able to see more about Pasay. That there is something more to Pasay City. We have the Resorts World where even on layovers for foreigners, if they just get by and cross runway Manila, they'll be able to experience different kind of cuisines in Resorts World. If they have more time, they could watch a play. We have Ang Huling El Bimbo.
There's a movement that's called the hashtag Love Local.
Yes.
So I'd like to ask you, what local products do you want to promote and why?
If there's a local product that I guess Pasay has, it's experiential tourism. We have a lot in Mall of Asia, wherein we'll be able to experience the Pyro musical. We'll be able to experience a lot of entertainment in Mall of Asia. Likewise, as I said earlier, we have Ang Huling El Bimbo, which is proudly Filipino, made songs from our local band. And I was able to watch it. I was able to experience a tremendous amount of connection with the story of Ligaya. And this is something that we could share to people.
The last question is, what's one thing you think young people should focus on?
I guess one thing that people should focus on is respect. Right now, children tend to not respect elderly because of the differences in the generation. We tend to, oh, this is me, I want to be more active, I want to be open. And the elderly would say, no, this is something that we should do. I know better because I know. This is how we learn how to respect each other. We need to know, they have experienced this, we are experiencing this right now. If we'll be able to come in a common ground where we will be able to understand each generation, we'll be able to thrive as a community.
Thank you, Nanda.
Thank you.
Quezon City, how are you doing right now?
Hi Brian, I'm doing really good. I started my day with a good workout, so I'm feeling really empowered right now. After a good workout, I feel back to myself. I hope everybody is doing well despite the amount of girls you've interviewed. Laban. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Michelle Teresa Imperial Gumabao and I'm representing Quezon City.
So you have 30 seconds to answer each question. Tell us more something about yourself.
As everybody knows, I'm a professional athlete, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm an advocate, I'm a motivational speaker. And all of this came from my experiences of being a volleyball player. I've learned so much, I've grown so much, and that is one of my biggest advantages coming into this pageant.
What is one beautiful word in Tagalog and what does it mean?
Maganda. It means beautiful. I love that word because it represents each woman, each Filipina, and it says a lot about our culture. I hope that we all learn to encourage our women and to lift them up, to be confident and to be empowered.
What is that one learning experience that you had as a child that made so much impact on you?
I have been highly supported by my parents, and what they taught me is to encourage others, to support others, to work with others. That's why it benefited me as a team player playing sports, and it also benefited me joining beauty pageants because you represent an organization. Working with them, collaborating with them, and being a spokesperson, you have to know how to encourage other people. That is one of the most valuable lessons that my parents has imparted on me.
What about during this pandemic? What is the greatest lesson that you learned?
One of the greatest lessons during this pandemic, among a lot, is to be generous. I learned how to be generous not only with my words, by checking up on people, but also with my time. I have spent my time putting up an organization called Your 200 Pesos. We were able to serve thousands of families, not only in Metro Manila, but in the nearby provinces. I learned that if more people are generous, then less people will become hungry, less people will struggle, and we will have a more united Philippines.
Quezon City, if you win, what do you plan to do more for your community?
I have been working a lot for sports. I have been part of different organizations of the government. But if I do win Miss Universe Philippines, I do know that the role is to represent the organization. I'm willing to learn more about the advocacy of Miss Universe Philippines, to work with them, to empower women, and to believe and stand by all the values that they also believe in.
What color do you think represents the phenomenal woman?
Green represents a phenomenal woman. Aside from it being the color of life, in my experience, it is the color of champions. I graduated from De La Salle University with 3 championships in my back, and I know that this is a color that inspires and empowers and shows off a strong and confident, phenomenal woman. I'm biased. Allow me to be.
Okay, so you've been hearing the word working from home nowadays.
Yes, Bob.
So what do you think are the skills needed nowadays in what you call the workplace of the future?
I work from home as an athlete. We cannot have physical trainings. And one of the most important values that I've learned is to be disciplined. Nobody is watching you. Nobody is telling you what to do. You have to know what it takes to become better. And that is my goal every single day. And it takes so much discipline to wake up in the morning, to set a schedule, despite not having physical work and not being able to report to a physical office. It's very important for children, for workers, and for office mates in general.
If there is one spot in Quezon City, whether natural or man-made, that you'd like to promote in the world, what would it be?
Super dami dire. Quezon City Circle, I must say. It was one of the most popular landmarks of Quezon City. But more than that, it's a place that I've been to ever since I was young. And recently, because of the pageant, I was able to visit and film there. And I've seen how much they preserved it. The culture, the beauty. And you can see so much. The tomb of Manuel L. Quezon, the Philippine Car Museum, if you haven't visited, is a definite must place to go.
There's a campaign, it's called #LoveLocal.
Yes, Bob.
So what local products do you want to promote?
We all know Quezon City is popular for the celebrities. Our main product is people, entertainment. But in this journey for Miss Universe Philippines, I'd really like to promote garments and textile. If you are not familiar with Kamuning Textile Market, it's very popular and a lot of people go. And I know that with our everyday activities, being a Miss Universe Philippines candidate, I can showcase the different designers and the different products from my own city.
Last question for you is, what's one thing that you think young people should focus on? Young people like you.
Young people should focus on their dreams. And to achieve those dreams, you have to prepare yourself and equip yourself. Keep on learning, keep on growing, keep on taking risks. But at the end of the day, our dreams are our own. And no matter how much people criticize you or put you down, you have to empower yourself first before you want to empower others.
Thank you. Thank you. Very nice.
Thank you.
Kamuning Market is so famous for fashion, Filipino fashion.
Yes, because when people think about Quezon City, instantly it's GMA, ABS, Artistas, but we have a lot of designers. in Timog alone. And that's because they're close to Kamuning, the resource for textile.
May mga paggawaan din sa community.
Suits,
You can
yung
have
friends ko
suits.
suits.
Yes.
Really good for your suits.
Thank you po.
I'm just really excited. I have nervousness. I actually have stage fright, but I can feel it calming down because I'm more sure of who I am. So when I'm going to be there, I'm just excited to showcase all of the work that I've been doing. I know you're hungry.
Very nice dress.
Thank you very much. It's Mark Baumgartner. Yes. I'm very happy because this is the first time I get to wear Mark. So I'm very blessed.
Okay, since you are madaldal,
Yes.
you have 30 seconds to
Yes.
answer your questions and someone will shout.
Okay. Grabe. Okay.
Okay. Tell us something more about yourself.
Okay, since it's the last part, I'm gonna make something fun. I don't know if all of you know, but I really wish to have a tree house. I want to build my own little tree house dito sa Siargao. That is one of my biggest dreams talaga. But not just any tree house, it's a tiny tree house. So that is something that's really dear to me. And I want to have a sustainable place where I can just grow my vegetables, get my water. That's really what I would like. Thank you!
What is one beautiful word in your language and what does it mean? So, Tagalog, basically, for you?
Meron ang dami ng word ng gusto ko sa Tagalog, but I think the best word that I can describe is mabuhay. Because it's so unique. It's the only thing that once you announce yourself, that's the first thing that you say. You say, mabuhay! And everybody knows naman that you're from the Philippines. So that's the word I choose.
Okay, so what is that one learning experience that you had as a child that made so much impact on you?
I have many actually, but the one that I would love to go back to is my childhood. And my childhood because I had such an amazing time with my mom and dad. They come from different cultures, but I had to embrace both of them. My Filipino side, my French side, and at the same time, I grew up sa Macau. So meron ako ng Chinese also. So I learned Chinese, and at the same time, after Chinese, I also went to a Portuguese school. So it was a lot to embrace, but I really learned so much. And what I learned is that we all have different traditions, cultures. Thank you. Sorry.
What about during this pandemic? What's the most important lesson that you learned?
There are many lessons I've learned during this pandemic. I feel like I become a woman during this pandemic. I became 26 years old. I faced a lot of challenges. I went from having no team to being my own style team to being my own financial supporter to being my number one rooter. And that is one of the biggest lessons that I can say is that I'm so proud to be in Miss Universe Philippines. Even with the pandemic, I feel that I'm accomplishing one of my biggest dreams. And it's a very big challenge, but I can say that I'm confident in who I am and who I'm becoming, and I'm so happy. Thank you, Direk. Sorry.
If you win the title, how do you plan to further help your community?
Well, if I do get the chance to be Miss Universe Philippines, the thing that I would say the most is how about mental health? It's something really dear to me because I've experienced depression. I've been through a lot of abuse in my life. And I don't want anyone to have a stigma behind it. I want people to understand and be more open-minded to open communication in your family, especially here sa Pinas. I feel like a lot of us have this crab mentality. A lot of us have a lot of things that we don't want to share to the world. And that's something that I know it's my advantage because I firsthand was there and know. Thank you.
What color do you think symbolizes the thought of phenomenal woman?
I would say morena skin, and that's something that I really embrace. A lot of the people here in the Philippines, unfortunately, we have been brainwashed for maybe just embracing white people's skin. But that's not actually our colors because we are different types of Filipino. All of us have different colors and we should embrace all of them. But for me, I'm a morena, so I will embrace morena. That's what I would choose. Thank you.
We've been hearing a lot of work from home is now part of the new.
Yes.
So what do you think is a skill needed to for this new type of for this new workspace or new workplace of the future?
There's a lot of things that we need. For sure, of course, we need to put our health in first hand. Like I said, I think mental health is very important, but I would also go with things that are simple, like bakery or food. That's essential for this time. I think that's the things that are keeping us going, you know? We have to support our local brands. We have to support all of our friends. Even the fashion industry is getting a big hit. So if we can do anything from Zoom online, anything that is communicating still, I know it's very difficult, but it's something that we will need and we can do. Thank you.
If there's one place or spot in Taguig,
Yes.
whether it's man-made or natural, that you want to promote to the world, what would
Yes.
it be?
Well, I live next to, I'm very fortunate to be near 4th Strip. So I really, really like this place because it has a bunch of everything. We are known to be an entertainment zone, but at the same time, we have our sustainability. So thankful for all of the people that have their own hindi naman backyard, but their own balcony. They can grow also their veggies and fruits. But the place that I would say for me, it would be 4th Strip, one of my favorite coffee places, and it has Because Coffee. Yeah.
Okay. There's a campaign now that's hashtag love local.
Yes.
What local product would you want to promote?
Well, yesterday when I had my rehearsals, I was wearing Bench, and they have local made products now. So I'm really, really proud of that. So I would promote Bench because it's very affordable. It's very Filipino. All of the things that are made there are authentic, and I like to wear something that is representing of us. Thank you.
Our last question for you is, what's one thing you think young people should focus on?
Okay, there are many things that young people should focus on, but one of the biggest things that they should focus on is how to be confident in yourself. What does that mean exactly? You have to ask the most difficult questions. What do you want to do with your life? What is your biggest purpose? What is something that will make you happy? Because a lot of young people have the opportunity to learn so much. We have the internet, and that's so a gift in itself. You can learn so many things. Ako naman, I learned my makeup in my internet, so that is one of the biggest advantages. But we need to learn how to use our things properly. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I know that you're all tired, but just one more lang, and then we're good. Salamat. To all of my supporters, all of the Lemonades, every single person is actually supporting the Miss Universe Philippines, I want to thank you so much. I know that this is not the pageant that you all expected due to the pandemic, but we are doing so much hard work, and we are trying to keep up the energy. It is sleepless nights. A lot of work has been gone through these 9 months, and I really want to say thank you so much for still being here, still supporting us, ladies. And from the bottom of my heart, my Lemonades, I love you so much. Thank you to my family, to my boyfriend, to be my #1 supporter, and I love you.
Good afternoon.
Maayong hapon.
Maayong adlaw.
Maayong
Yes.
adlaw. You have 30. So tell us something more about it.
Good day, everyone. My name is Maria Fe Marano Taharan. I'm 24 years old. I'm representing the province of Romblon, which is the marble capital of the Philippines. That is why my national costume is also inspired by marble. And also, Romblon is first, the source of income is agriculture. And so my final gown is palay, inspired by palay.
What is one beautiful word in your language, and what does it mean?
Maramong salamat. That's for me is very beautiful. Saying thank you every time you receive or you give, it's very beautiful for me. It means you're a grateful person, and it's very important to be always grateful.
What is that one learning experience that you had as a child that made so much impact on you?
The life experience that really made an impact for me is when my father died. We were all girls. I'm the youngest. We were called like a princess because my dad is like our knight in shining armor. When he died, everything changes. My mom has to work hard. I have to do something to help them just to survive. And my mom is very kind and very strong, and at the same time very hardworking. She never asked us to stop studying. She said, kaya natin to. Oh my gosh, naiiyak ako. She said, kaya natin to. Ilalaban. Sorry.
Okay. So during this pandemic, what's the most important lesson that you learned?
The most important lesson that I've learned is be grateful. Even the simplest thing, even the smallest one. You have to be grateful because in these dark times, everyone is suffering, so full of suffering. Many families lost their loved ones, and you have to see the brighter side. Just be grateful about everything that you're waking up early in the morning. You have food on the table. Just be grateful.
Romblon, if you win, what do you plan to do to help your community?
If I were to become Miss Universe Philippines, it will be an honor. And for me, it's like fulfilling a mission. I will use my voice to be a greater service for others. And I love giving back to my community. During this quarantine, I actually made a fundraising. I sold my clothes so that I can donate for the less fortunate families in our community. For me, it feels fulfilling to give back.
What do you think is the color that represents a phenomenal woman?
The color that represents for me a phenomenal woman is red because it's bold, it's fierce, it's strong.
Okay, so work from home is, you hear it a lot nowadays, and a lot of people are also doing that. So what do you think are the skills, or what is a skill needed for this so-called workplace of the future?
I think we need to adapt because we have to adjust. The virus won't adjust for us, so we have to be open for the possibilities that this might continue and be hopeful that hopefully this will end soon.
Okay, if there is one spot or place in Romblon, whether it's man-made or natural, that you'd like to promote in the world, what would it be?
With no doubt, I will promote Bonbon Beach. It's the sandbar. It's actually shown in my tourism video. It's so beautiful. I feel like if I will be there for even just for a minute, I will forget all the sadness and heartaches in life. It's like a sweet escape. It's just a beautiful place. And I wish you can all visit.
Space ko. Pwede pa tayo pumunta. Anyway. You know, there's a very popular movement now. It's called #LoveLocal. So I want to ask you, what local products do you want to support or push?
Of course, I would like to push our marble because Romblon is the capital of Romblon is the capital marble of the Philippines, and I feel like I saw some marble in other cities and they're selling it to very expensive, and I feel like it's a disadvantage for Rombloman who really puts an effort and skills, and they're just buying it for cheap prices. So I wanted to promote it to the Philippines and to the world that they should put value in it and see the worth and the beauty of.
Okay. Well, last question for you is, what's one thing you think young people should focus on?
Now that we're facing pandemic, I think the one thing that the young generation should focus on is being hopeful that there will always be a rainbow after the rain, that they should always believe in God, that everything's happened for a reason, that this pandemic, it may be painful, but it teaches us a lesson. Sometimes we need a painful situation just to change our ways.
Nice way to close.
Thank you. Thank you.